with that 9 unfortunate damage.
And I'm going to raise my shield because things are hurting. Oh no! Yes.
Thorn, finish him! If you're unsure about RNG's possibly frowning upon you, you could order your bear to directly attack. At least then you'd have more chances for a nat 20.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Options. Yay.
Yeah,
Options.
charge attack. Yay. No, whatever.
Do your attacks.
Yep.
You both get. Well, actually, you could theoretically get 2 attacks. The bear gets 1 attack.
Yep.
Do the thing.
Oh.
No. But hey, at least you wasted the bad roll on him.
Yep.
How about you?
Yeah.
You got +2.
Hmm, 18.
That will be a hit, but 1 damage.
Yep.
Well, you got 1 more action.
Hmm.
And I would say you should really raise your strength. Next level you got.
Yep.
Or learn to attack with your dex.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was still an option.
I think we can finesse.
Finesse weapon, you can use your dexterity to attack, but not for damage.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still even better.
-5.
Yeah, that's better. But there is the -5. That's a thing. So that's a 17 +1 for Duck. That's a hit.
Yay. So 2.
And I will actually do 4 damage because I didn't count Duck's happy song of the damage last time. Poke.
Also,
And-
just for your info, yeah,
Left.
Inspire Courage is a cantrip, which is why she does the thing. She could do the thing with Link.
Yeah, it's a composition cantrip. Composition cantrip. Which is not at all like a composition notebook. You cannot turn in a cantrip as your homework. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry if a student wrote that spell down for me. I'd take it.
You passed the class! But isn't this physics? You passed the class!
Yep.
Woo! Alright, well, derp. You have a sleepy null, and there actually isn't like constant fights going on anymore to possibly wake it up. That's like a miracle, isn't it?
Yeah.
The unicorn looks surprised at how that went. I haven't seen such warriors of goodness so powerful in such a long time. I thought the light had been taken from the world.
Duck looks toward the bear and just shh. He's sleeping.
I will say to her, we'll find a way to free you from your cage.
The unicorn gives a bit of a wistful smile. I would rather lend my strength to such nobility. Will you continue to fight for the world that should be, and not the world that is?
That is what I plan to do.
She looks across at the people who are so far away. Could you call them closer?
I will go and retrieve them. I will walk down. I can't do the cube thing when I walk. Okay, I walk down and whisper quietly, "Guys, the unicorn wants to talk to us."
Oh, okay. And she goes over here and just she looks back this way and just kind of backs up. Does like the whole I'm watching you hooves thing. Back.
It has no response due to unconsciousness.
Back. Look, I'm keeping my eye on him, by the way. Like, my token isn't exclusively looking this way, but she's going like this.
A critical failed to sleep, so assuming nothing wakes it up, it will stay asleep for an hour.
Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah, we're fine.
Would dragging him outside count?
Would being dragged normally wake you up?
I don't know. Some people sleep really
yeah,
hard.
that kind of depends.
What we do, if you want to deal with it, is we surround it, and then on the count of 3, we all stab it.
That sounds like a perfectly good action.
Miss.
Oh no!
Then we went awake it either way.
Anyway, the unicorn is still looking expectantly at people who are not nearby.
How's it going, Mrs. And she thinks a little bit. I don't think we got your name.
And there's only a thorn missing. Come here.
Thorn, she won't bite you. Or he, I suppose.
She smiles. This world has taken dark turns, but perhaps you could turn that aside, make things just a little brighter. But sometime later, find the forest and plant a tree. Call it by my name, Green Thistle. It'd be lovely. Will you do this for me?
Of course.
Yes, certainly.
What was the name, Dave? Can you type it out? Or David?
I will type it out. Yeah.
Enemies, organization notes. Plant. And cool.
Yes, she is Green Thistle, which sort of matches the kind of green coloration she has going on.
I ask her if she has any particular tree of preference.
I would rather it be a tree that belongs there,
She thinks a little
not
bit.
some vain thing put out of place simply for my benefit. I will rest now. I pass this duty upon you. And that is when she promptly poofs. And a sort of green, minty green energy sort of wafts out from her and washes over you. And you feel power. Oh, such delicious power. Yes, it's like spring rain. It's just like really refreshing and nice. And it's also worth a level.
Okay. Well, at least she didn't teleport us in the cage as she escaped. That's better.
I mean, that would be uncharacteristically cruel for a unicorn, but
Well, I mean, in a lot of canons, unicorns are not always the purest and sweetest creatures.
well, I mean, she's not lawful good. She was chaotic good, but she's still good. So throwing you all in the cage would be kind of mean.
Steel, where'd she
True.
go?
I assume she returned back to her forest.
Oh my gosh, that was so weird.
Feel free to give me a nature check.
I will. I can't apparently close my character sheet somehow.
Aha! Thor knows all about unicorns.
None. Character.
None shall pass.
Uh,
You're fairly certain that the unicorn essentially ended its binding. Only fairly expedient way it had, which was literally to die. Though it used that moment to also kind of pass on its gift to you. You were there, and you were convenient, and you seem like a bunch of good people who can actually kick evil things' butts.
Okay. Yeah, it's not uncommon, I guess, or it's an oddity and only in legends.
Well, unicorns do like to be free. You can be pretty certain that it was very unhappy sitting in this cage, especially working for a bunch of bad people.
On that note, I'm heading back to the beginning of the cave entrance. Just watch.
Right. Also, you did hear what I said, right?
yes,
I did.
you needed to plant the tree and name it.
But also, level 4, that just happened.
Oh yeah, level 4.
Oh.
Oh.
It's...
Do I heal back up?
I did miss that. I was like, whoa. Alright, cool. All right.
Yeah, as I was describing the empowering energy, you guys gained level from it,
And
Oof.
so that you can beat up bad guys in her name.
Dolan is has fluttered off of Duck's head because I don't talk as Dolan a lot. I haven't talked as Dolan a lot in this game, but he flutters off of Duck's head while Duck is looking around and being all impressed and then asking skill questions. And he's like kind of poking around the stuff that these gem gnolls have, and he's kind of like looking up, just like, is anybody else gonna help? Come on.
I mean, what? Dolan doesn't like gaining levels?
Oh yeah, I'm sure he does, but as a familiar, I don't think he has levels. Like, it just kind of. I'm not sure how familiars work very well actually in this. That's one of my qualms actually about Pathfinder 2. Just because. Like,
What? You don't know how familiars work?
Well, it's like they don't have as much functionality as they did in PF1, at least the way that I'm used to familiars being.
I'm tilting. What did they do in PF1 that they can't do in PF2?
Like, for example, Duck is a duetist in PF1, being her archetype. Dolan, once he got to a high enough level, could actually start doing performances with her and assuming some of her abilities and things like that. Made him a little bit more
Okay, that's
versatile.
like an extremely specific archetype. That's not a general familiar thing.
Well, there's also like actual familiar archetypes like mascots and blah 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 that can like change the functionality of. They're a little bit more versatile in that way.
Yeah, but the familiars in PF2 have all of these abilities that you can literally swap every day.
I mean, that's also fair. I'm just saying. I like my themed familiars. That's my cool. Swapping every day isn't as cool as this is what the familiar is meant to do.
Dun dun dun! Well, I mean, you can give it, like for one thing that you basically do give your familiars, you can literally just give it speech. So, it can just talk. Hi guys, how you doing? Why is your duck talking? Because he has things to say, duh.
That's why Dolan's poking around. What's Dolan finding? What's he just kind of? I take it gems.
Oh yeah, no, there are definitely gems. There are so many gems.
I'll go this one. Heh. Tastes rocky.
You will get 10 gold pieces each.
Woo! Treasure.
So much treasure as the bear just kind of wanders around the sleeping body.
Just watching it.
10 gold, somebody said.
Yes.
10 gold! Everybody gets 10 gold!
Mr. Steele,
Yes.
I have a question.
I mean, wouldn't it be Mr. Prism?
That's I don't think. Wait, have you you've told her your full name, right?
Yes, I have. I'm still Prism.
She'd still call you Mr. Steele because she calls people.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Mr. Steele, I have a question for you.
Yes, mister.
A question for you before I ask this question. Do you have your eye patch?
I know how old is he? Let me check.
I'm wondering because this is correlated to the question she's gonna ask. I wasn't sure if that was a thing yet.
No, that was an uncollapsed quantum uncertainty, and now you have witnessed it.
28. Yes, he has his eye patch.
Mr. Steele, I have a question. Why do you have that on your eye?
Because I am missing the eye underneath, and it covers up the wound that is there.
And she thinks a little bit.
Well, I hope that doesn't change how you see yourself because you're a hero in my eyes.
And she smiles and gives a hug. Whee! Bonk.
Gives you a hug in return.
Yes.
Would the compendium be really handy? Do you want me to buy Pathfinder 2 for Roll20?
I was going to gift it to you.
Oh, well, that also works. And I was just asking, it's like, theoretically, I mean, actually, I should take off the theory part of that. It is tax deductible, because that would be a business expense. Weird. I mean, that just means like 25% off, really. That doesn't mean I wouldn't take it.
Dolan, in this instance, is doing the throw up in his beak motion. Ugh. Happy.
Gag.
Because here's the thing. If familiars kind of share that magical, empathetic link, he's feeling very gushy inside from Duck. And he doesn't like feeling that gushy feeling.
Oh no, I'm squishy.
But she's all happy. And she looks over at Mr. Thorn.
Yes. I'll walk up.
Why are you so mysterious?
What did you need to know?
I don't know, you just seem very quiet. Just thought I'd ask.
Well, if you have questions that make sense, please ask.
That is mysterious.
Doc, what abilities does Dylan have besides, obviously, flight and speech?
Like, I think, like, there's the standard familiar ones, which is pretty much...
There are no... Well, actually, yes. There's.
Okay.
You are familiar. Okay, we did that. I'm talking about the familiar and master abilities. You get 3 of those, last I checked. Oh, no, 2 of them. Wait.
3.
Oh, it is 2 of them.
No, but 4.
I mean, 4 would be cool. If you take feats, there are feats that will bump it. Okay, so that is the 2 that he has. He has flight and speech. That is what he does.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Now, that's
Like
the
a
familiar
winter.
abilities, and there's also master abilities. What are the differences?
Just who it affects, but it still comes from the same pool of 2 things.
So, like, if he wanted to, he can assume a master ability, but has to give up one of the other ones.
Yes.
Gotcha, cool. That makes sense. But yeah, that's pretty much his ability.
What did you get your familiar from?
Wasn't it the Lashtadan thing that you made?
Oh, that's right. Okay, that makes perfect. I was wondering because it's like bards don't have like any familiar feats, and I'm like, what? Oh God, why?
Yes.
Why? Why you gotta be so confusing, man?
Ancestral Paragon, so I got like 2 things, and Animal Bond was the one.
Yeah, like there's a level 2 druid feat, enhanced familiar, where it gets 4 abilities instead of 2.
Yeah. So that's with the PF1, it's like they come with the standard set of things, which is they can deliver touch spells, they can they have obviously their animal traits, and have an empathetic link, I think is the starting, and then it just kind of levels up from there. And then they have additional stuff based on their archetypes and maybe even their master's archetypes.
I will point out, since Dolan doesn't actually fly all that often, I would not be opposed to you just deciding today he doesn't fly. Since Dolan actually spends most of his day not flying, really.
Yeah, he kind of.
That's why he rides.
He rides in the bag specifically because fireballs are nasty, and if he's in the bag, he's fine.
And you fireballs?
Yeah. Is it a fireproof bag?
No, but like it offers cover.
So cover! Woo!
Yeah. Okay.
Also, you should nudge your level up on your sheet to 4, because then your hit points go up. Yeah.
Bonk.
Do you even know what to do with them all? I mean, seriously, when you do that, you've actually done like a very large portion of your level up right there. Bam!
Based.
All your various rolls get better, and your hit points go up. Also, we are using ABP, right?
What?
Or not? I thought we were. I'm forgetting. Are we using ABP? I thought we were. Automatic bonus?
I didn't even know that was a thing for PF2.
Yes.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
Okay.
Is where we got a +2 stat to one of our things every level.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I mean, that's a different thing, but yes, you do get that too!
Huh?
Being level 4 gets you more automatic bonuses. Automatically, even. I know. Who would have thought?
Level 4. I get a bard feat and a skill feat. Ooh.
And a skill feat. Who does that?
Okay. Alright.
Need to find the champion.
Pathfinder to.
Okay, I assume
I found it. All right, at level 4. Oh, congratulations! All of your attacks are now striking, and by striking, I mean they all do 2 dice instead of 1 dice.
What?
So I do 2d8 instead of 1d8.
Is that for all of us?
Yes, all of your attacks, except spells. Spells do not affect. Spells already do their own heightening thing.
How do we enable that on the character sheet?
You just go to the weapon, and under damage it says dice and then dice size. So you just increase your dice by 2.
So instead of 1 and d8, you make it 2 d8.
Ooh, thanks.
If you need any help, I am happy to lend a hand. Or a hoof, or a paw. I have a collection.
So
Our level 4 makes our strikes are them all striking?
Yes, every attack you have that's not like a magic spell.
That's interesting.
If you do an unarmed attack or you pick up a random stick, it's gonna be striking.
Let's see. Time to find out what Shillelagh does.
See, your damage, it got better.
Oh,
alright. So
well, this is it's interesting that this effect, if it's really what happens, makes the spell Shillelagh useless.
One moment as I now look up Shillelagh, because I did not memorize what the heck Shillelagh does.
I know what
It makes a weapon +1 striking.
There it is.
And gives it 2 die.
Would that mean it goes up +1 striking, so it'd be 3 striking?
No, it becomes a +1 striking. So Shillelagh is literally useless to you now.
Well,
But-
there goes my entire reason for doing that kind of side thing.
Side thing? Question mark?
Yeah,
What side thing?
the side thing.
What side thing?
The one of the queen things.
I didn't know that gave you Shillelagh?
No, one of the queen things lets me. It's the. I wrote it down. I wrote it down somewhere. It's one of your queen things.
Alright. Shillelagh is still useful against aberrations and extraplanar creatures and undead, at least until you get 3 weapon damage dice, which is not for some time. In fact, that doesn't happen until level 12
Ooh, this one's
before the 3 dice happen.
This one's pretty cool.
You gain a basic spellcasting multi-class feat of your choice. You take other spellcasting feats with the same archetype without taking engaged feat, but you must otherwise qualify.
Do you want to swap spells? Question mark.
Kind of. I'll see if there are any decent druid spells that would be.
Druid? You're a druid?
Shillelagh is definitely a primal spell.
Ah, okay. Primal.
What is your highest mental stat again?
Mine?
Yes, yours.
Wisdom.
That's right. You're a cleric. What am I thinking?
No, wait. Actually, charisma.
okay, I need to look at.
Well, if your highest is charisma, you could multi-class instead into sorcerer if you wanted to.
Oh. Wonder what I.
Sorcerers can pull from any list they want.
What can I do with anything?
Yes. I don't know how it all works though.
Well, if you have questions, that's what I'm here for.
Oh, I'm pretty sure the system is nearly as new to you as it is to the.
Yes, but that's literally how my brain's wired. I tend to absorb this.
Okay. So
And
the
if I don't know, I have to look it up.
So the spellcaster multi-classing feat into sorcerer
Yes.
lets you use any spell list. You don't have to worry about any of the bloodline stuff.
I believe. Let's see. Now I'm gonna have to look up something real quick just to make sure I'm not telling you a bunch of nonsense. But I'm pretty sure you still do have to pick a bloodline. It's just there are bloodlines for all of the types. So here it is. Dedication, blah, blah, blah. You cast spells. You do choose. Yeah, you would have to choose a bloodline. So pick the list you want and then take a bloodline that matches that list, basically. But what does the list do to you? Nothing yet, because basic sorcerer spellcasting doesn't actually do anything from your bloodline. You do. Oh, look at that! You do actually get one of your bloodline's granted spells. That's fancy.
I have somehow ended up being more confused than before I had it explained to me.
Inspire defense. Ooh,
We're-
inspire defense.
We're only meant to have one expert skill so far, isn't it?
Well, every time you get a skill increase, you could be making another thing into expert at this point.
Okay.
You are a champion, right?
Okay. Yeah, I've already got one skill increase, so yeah. So no, that's fine.
Yeah, you only have one from level 3, but level 5 has another one coming. Yeah.
Alright. So,
Alright,
Well,
so
it's really hard.
there's three things that I'm trying to decide between here. There's either going to be triple time, inspire defense, or this one called esoteric polymath, which I don't. Oh no, I can't do that one anyway. So it's between those two.
Well, that made it a little easier.
Triple time. You dance at a lively tempo, speeding up your allies' movement. You and all allies in the area gain a plus 10-foot status bonus to all speeds for 1 round. That's like she starts singing and you guys get faster kind of thing. And then there's
If you want my advice, I would actually lean against that just because your all ponies can already kind of move fast.
Fantastic. And the other one is the Inspired Defense, which is you and your allies gain a +1 status bonus to AC and saving throws, as well as resistance equal to half the spell's level to physical damage.
And since you are level 4, that would be +2 resistance bonus.
Is a resistance bonus like damage off, or is that like additional to the AC?
Well, it doesn't say to saving throws.
It just says, well, it says +1 status bonus to AC and saving throws, as well as resistance equal to half the spell's level to physical damage.
Oh god, that's powerful. So yeah, that means anytime you're smacked with something physical, you take 2 less damage.
nice.
As long as that's going. And it'll automatically scale with you because it's half your level, right? But it's the level of the spell.
Equal to half the spell's level to physical damage, yeah.
Half the spell's level. Okay.
Which,
So
yeah.
it'll only be -1 damage, but still, that's pretty cool.
Well, it's a feat and it's a bard feat, which would be a composition feat as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So it does scale because that is something that scales with me if it's a composition. So.
Yeah, no. I totally get that. But I mean, your spell's level is half your level, and it's half of that, so it's 1/4 of your level.
If it's a composition spell, it should be equal to half my bard level rounded up. That's what the composition.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's going to be half your level, but then it's half of the spell's level, so it's 1/4 of your level. Is how much damage you actually prevent. Round up.
Let's see here.
So at level 4, it will stop 1 damage. At level 8, it will stop 2 damage. At level 12, it'll stop 3 damage. But that could add up really quickly with a bunch of things going. Poke, 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 poke. Stop it!
There's all
Damn it.
Let's see.
Well, this has gotten far more complicated than I was really good, but
Versatile performance. No, I already got versatile performance.
You are a cleric. And at 4th level, what do you get? You get a cleric feat and a skill feat. How fancy.
not a whole lot.
Well, that's pretty much what everyone seems to be getting.
Yeah, I don't see any issue.
Versatile.
I don't think there was an issue implied.
Okay. It just sounded like you were just.
Water, activate method.
What is my muse again? I gotta remember what my muse was. Maestro, that's the one. That's the one. Do you have any?
Are you still multi-class druid, or did you want to swap to sorcerer? Or actually, what did you want to do?
I'm still trying to figure that out, but mainly I'm looking at the spell list because it's the only way I know how to decide.
Train survival. Oh, identify nearby creatures through.
See, what I was saying though is, if the cleric's class feats are not calling to you, you could always take another multi-class feat to become more whatever the multi-class is that you are. You can be more druidy or more sorcery.
No, I'm still
Yeah, become student.
which is why I didn't think it was an issue because we planned to eat it for. Anyway, I think you were in the middle of trying to say something.
Huh?
Maybe you weren't. Never mind.
I was just letting you know that multi-class feats are things that you can take with your druid feats.
Ooh. Bardic cantrips.
Now I have to figure out what domains the Hearth Queen has. Not Hearth Queen. Why do I keep calling her the Hearth Queen? That's a.
Do you mean the Sand Queen?
Oh, hey! I have an idea for you if you would like to hear it.
Open to
Well, I
idea?
can't stop you, so go on.
Hey, if you actually take the druid dedication, that's the druid basic multi-class feat, then you also get 2 druid cantrips, which means you could finally have a ranged cantrip that works on basically everything.
Oh, really?
Electric Arc is frequently cited as one of the most powerful cantrips.
Yeah.
Electric Arc.
Zap up to
hold
2
on.
things that are within 30 feet of each other. Zip zap.
1d4 electricity damage is powerful.
As I said, it is widely touted as one of the most powerful ones.
Oh.
Also, it's never 1d4. It's 1d4 plus your spellcasting, so plus your wisdom modifier, and every heightened is another d4. You're level 4, so it would be doing 2d4 plus your wisdom bonus. Up to 2 things at the same time. That's not bad. It's really not bad. In fact, it's pretty good.
Some odd reason I can't quote this one.
I'm having trouble choosing.
And because it uses a basic saving throw, the thing you throw it at has to basically roll a natural 20 to take no damage. So you always do some damage with this, which is why it's really great. Like the fight we were just in, there were so many targets. You could have been going zap, 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 zap. Just stop it! Zap, 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 zap.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can't seem to get it to increase.
Increase. Oh, your the damage.
Yeah.
Let me help you as I come over here, and there's electric arc. And boop. Hey, your damage doesn't count your wisdom. Fixed. Hey! Stop clicking things. I'm clicking things. You're not all allowed to click things while I'm clicking them. Damn it. There. Look at that. That's better.
Okay,
see.
same thing for the others.
Cacao.
Where did you adjust that?
Under attack, there is damage. It said 1d4, I made it 2d4. And under ability, it used to say NA, which is not true. I changed it to wisdom
Okay.
because it says to add your spellcasting ability modifier. Woo!
So the level on top doesn't matter because the macro down below wasn't applied, right?
I mean, it is a base 1, but I don't know how this thing does. Oh, there's the heightened effect. Oh, look at that. All right. Well, I mean, technically, its base level is 1, and it is now being cast at level 2. Let's see if that shows up. Do anything, but there you go. I think that's just there for your record keeping, really.
Okay.
Fair enough. Anyway, but look, damage. Yeah.
Okay, that
All
makes it a little more potent. Thanks.
Yeah, it's
Being a cantrip, that's really nice.
it's really good. It's just a good cantrip.
Alright, let's see if champions get some decent feats.
I believe druids also get some other choice cantrips. I could be wrong. Where is that? Spells. Yeah, spells. Show me the spells. But yeah, that's the first one I always think of because it's just one of the better ones.
So, what do I get level 4?
Druid, show me the primal. I can feel that primal power.
I can get resistance to fear, resistance to disease.
Okay. Make it opposite. Acid Splash isn't terrible. Rare Frost isn't terrible. But yeah, Electric Arc. Electric Arc is it's just good. It's just good.
Oh, okay. Hitting and raising my shield at the same time.
All right, up to you. If you want to throw a feat at that, then do so.
Oh, you have to be wielding a shield in 2 hands. Okay. I guess that means you're hitting somebody with a shield. So that'll be a no.
Did you get that, Duel?
Get what?
The words that I said at you. The option.
I did not know that words were being sent at me, so where do I look for them?
Are you looking at the core book PDF or something else?
Neither.
So something else. Those were the choices. It can't be neither of those.
Well, I wasn't. Well, like I'm looking at my sheet at the moment. So
You have for reference material. That is the question.
what do I? Oh, the PRD.
Okay, cool. So let me pull that up on the PRD.
What are you pulling up on the PRD, by the way?
What I'm about to link in just a hot second. Right. Oh, I'm on the wrong channel. Damn it. Here we go. Click. You also become trained in nature and whatever your order would give you. If you already have those, you can take something else.
we go. And is there a skill feed that lets you take?
Oh,
Hmm?
I'm somehow, as before, I am somehow more confused than before I had it explained to me.
What's the question?
There really is no question.
What's the confusion?
Why are you showing me the druid dedication feat?
I thought you had taken druid spell, so I was like, okay, so take the dedication. That'll give you cantrips, and the cantrip is awesome, and then you don't have to go into melee if you don't want to.
Oh, I hadn't even. I wasn't even I was not even considering that as a. I was not. That was. I had already eliminated that as a possibility.
What are some good skill feats?
Arcane, electric arc is also arcane, so if you go with arcane, there you go. It's up to you.
Not quite. It's not sure yet what to do with this because there's so many good things that are made useless just by the dint of leveling up, which is depressing.
There are actually very few things that become useless when you level up. Like Shillelagh is one of the few exceptions that come to mind. Which one were you looking at?
Emblazon armaments.
There it is. You carefully blah 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 blah. Okay, that seems really good at any level. What's wrong with it?
Doesn't striking essentially remove the point of a +1 stance bonus to damage rolls?
No, striking gives you another dice.
Oh.
This would sack with it perfectly.
There's a feat here called Steel.
And a +1 status bonus to hardness on a shield is never a bad thing.
All right. So on to the actual question I had. What domains does the Sun Queen have?
Oh, that is a perfectly valid question. One moment. Your call is very important to us. Please stand by.
What did you saying, Duck?
There's a feat here called Steel Your Resolve, spelled just like the metal steel, and it's really tempting to just get that for the sole fact that she has a crush on steel. Oh, that's great. I can't get it though because it's not a skill feat. Aww. What's a good skill feat, guys? What skill feats do y'all have?
I'm still deciding that myself.
I've got
Might as well abandon what I'm doing now.
intimidating glare and
I just pasted it. Do you see it?
Confidence, family, freedom, perfection, sun, trickery. Okay. Now I have to, I have to figure out which of these correspond to which of those.
I don't need intimidating glare because it just comes with my class.
It is. It is vexing trying to trace the tangle of this tangled thing.
What are you trying to look up?
No, actually, I'm trying to find out what the domains are associated with.
Associated. I'm sorry, could you define what you mean by that?
Yeah, each domain is associated with a particular focus spell.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to find out.
Okay, you just want to know what their
Like I
what
having
the focus spells are. Yes.
more or less, yeah, basically.
So you want to be on this page. Where all the domain spells are right there. You can click them, and it brings you right to them.
Yep. So let's see. Confidence is Veil of Confidence. Yeah.
Oh wow. This one's just called Juggle.
Family, freedom, perfection.
You can juggle items and still use your hooves between tosses. Sounds pretty cool. Oh my god, this is a really complicated feat.
What one's that?
It's called Juggle. You can start to juggle with a single stored item. An item that you are carrying or an unattended item within your reach must be of light or negligible. You juggle the item until the end of your next turn, unless you use this feat again to continue juggling. See below. While you are juggling, you can use this action again to add another item to the juggle, which must meet all the same requirements. You can juggle a number of items equal to one or more than the number of hands that you are using to juggle. You can also use this action to continue juggling so long as you aren't fatigued. When you do, you continue to juggle until the end of your next turn. If you do not continue juggling by the end of your next turn, you cease.
I have to admit, the sudden shift is very funny.
You become fatigued if you continue juggling for more than 10 minutes within the course of an hour. As long as you are juggling fewer than your maximum number of items, you have a free hand. You can wield weapons you are juggling, but not shields or other items, as long as they can be wielded with one hand. For example, while you juggle a dagger in one hand and wield a shield in the other, you are wielding the dagger, but still have a free hand to cast a spell with a material component. Juggling two or more weapons with one hand doesn't allow you to use the feats that require two weapons in each hand in a different hand. That's a complicated feat. I could technically get it, because I also have Dexterity 16. Also,
if I had a lot more confidence that this was going to continue for a long time, I would so pay this feat tax.
I don't know what you're trying to do.
What does ABP give us again? Sorry, so I can put that in without forgetting it.
What, you want the ABP stuff?
Or is that what we're doing? I don't know. I just heard ABP earlier. I wasn't sure if that's what we were doing or not.
We are doing that.
Alright, what does that give us this level?
That makes all your weapons striking. And I'm going to give you... Here you go. Here, have a link.
It gives all your weapons striking, you say to the person with no weapons and a pacifist nature.
Yes, but it would count even if you just kind of weakly went, and bap them. Super bap! Ow!
Oh boy, this is a lot. Where should I'm really bad at reading while also in a voice call.
Okay, but the bottom line is you have +1 to attack with any weapon or unarmed you ever do. You have +1 to one skill of your choice, and all of your attacks, not spells, do 2 dice instead of 1 dice.
Okay.
That is what you got for level 4.
So +1 to just any skill?
One skill gets a +1.
Based. Alright.
This is replacing the fact that there are magic items that literally do give you +1 to a random skill. So that also means that any item that would normally give +1 to a skill, you ignore the +1 to a skill. It doesn't exist anymore. Bye. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
But I will also point out that all of those items also do things besides +1 to a skill. So maybe you want the item anyways, just because of the cool thing it does, but that's why you would take it for the cool thing it does, and not for the +1 to a skill. All make sense?
I'm gonna say yes.
I am rolling my perception. I'm not sure I believe you.
right now I need a skill. I need a skill feat. There's not a lot of skill feats that poke me as good. Skill. There's some general ones that poke me as good. If there was a skill feat that let me take another bard feat, that'd be epic. But I'm not.
That
sure
thing that you sent me, that looks like some pretty good templates there, but those are not the same templates I was using. In case you didn't notice, mine are really special effecty too.
Yeah, if you have the link for that, that'd be great.
I don't know. One second. I can find it. You can't stop me. All right, so I typed that in. It is Chaotic Conjuration. That is the name. Chaotic Conjuration.
Thanks.
And it's kind of cool because, like, look, here's a cone of fear, and it even like has like little skulls and stuff on it. Look at that.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Tell me that isn't
scary.
That's pretty scary. It's pretty scary.
all the scare.
All right. But still needs. I still need suggestions on possible good skill feats if y'all have any ideas, because.
Well, that is hard to know without knowing what skills you're working with.
Like any at this point. I'm just looking for things that would be good. Pretty much most of the stuff for like charisma I got handled, because the feat that I chose for my bard feat, and this is my feat looks so long because I keep doing things like this. The feat that I chose was it's called Multifarious Muse, which lets me choose another muse, and then choose a first level bard thing, which I chose Versatile Performance for Polymath Muse. So I got that. And now I also count for anything that I need for the purposes of using a Polymath Muse, which, like I was saying, if there was a skill thing to give me another bard feat, I would definitely take that one. But I'm not sure if that exists. I'm joshing the system. I'm doing it. You can't stop me. I'm learning.
Hey, look, you're having fun with the system. That's kind of the point. I am not complaining.
Whereas I am struggling with a feat tax.
I mean, I know what I would do, but I'm not you, and you're not me.
Well, what would you do? What would you do, and why?
Well, first of all, you are still going to be taking a multi-class into some spell school, right?
Well, I'm already in multi-class into a spell school, so I guess yes.
Cool. I would, if a cleric feat did not call my name, I would immediately dump it into being more of that multi-class thing. That is what I would do. I wouldn't even look back.
Except there are too many unknowns to make that decision at this.
Man, my life is an unknown. I make decisions all the time.
Yeah.
I'm running a Kickstarter in the middle of a plague.
And what are you talking about?
Yes, I am running a Kickstarter in the middle of the plague. That is a thing that is happening right now. I'm very used to. I have no idea what's going on, but I'm going to do it anyway.
I am confused. I am so confused.
So am I. I just don't let that stop me.
Yes, well, I'm reluctant to sacrifice a good decision now for an excellent decision later, without having any idea whether later will come.
Look, we are all new to the system. Luxuriate in your mistakes, and know that your next character will be better.
Probably not, but it's not a matter of mistakes. It's a matter of take a feat text now for an awesome payout in 4 levels, or do something that will be immediately beneficial.
All right. I'm going to point out that retraining is actually a core rule now.
Retraining?
Yeah, like swapping feats.
I don't know. I don't have any idea. What you... Huh?
In ye olden days, you had to go by crazy rules that only existed in, what's that, Ultimate Campaign? I'm forgetting which book it was. But not the core book, if you wanted to change your character after the fact. In Pathfinder 2, it is literally in the core book. Oh, so you want to switch what feat you have? Here are the rules.
Okay, then what are
Which
the
is
rules?
to say, it doesn't matter at this specific moment. Which is to say, if you're going to take something that you don't want, just so that later you can take something you do want, take the thing you do want now. You can always swap it later.
Okay,
Just
so
take-
what are the rules?
Oh, alright. Well, okay, I'm not an expert in stealth, though, so I can't do this.
Oh, disappointment.
Never mind. I had an idea, and I was like,
There it is. It is on page 481 of the book that you don't have.
Yep.
One
It's
moment.
actually in the, if you can share the pendium, it's in there.
Oh, did you give that to me?
Yeah.
Oh, 1 second. One moment. Well, I mean, I'm going to, first of all, just to make this a little faster, I'm going to give you a PRD link, because that works too.
okay, so normally perception's
Oh, I set that to Moonwing. I'm sorry.
normally perception
That's
is what.
fine.
So David.
Duck.
Normally you'd use perception to detect somebody lying, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Right? So this skill, it's called Lie to Me, says I can use the deception to, let's see, what is its short description here? All right, Lie to Me. Use deception to detect lies, right? Now here's
Cool.
the thing. I just got Bard feat for performance, first style performance. Let's let me use performance in place of deception. So does that mean I can sing and tell if people are lying to me with my performance modifier?
I mean, how would that even work?
That's
Also,
why
give me
they're
the
feet.
exact wording on that performance one.
On the performance one, you can use performance instead of diplomacy to make impressions instead of intimidation to demoralize. You could also use an acting performance instead of deception to, I guess, okay, impersonate. And your proficiency.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like
Okay.
it links.
Okay. I was just wondering because that would have been hella
Hey,
fun.
no, it's a fair question, but I don't think this one's gonna fly any better than your duck when he's trying to be useful.
That being said, this is still pretty useful because my deception is still crazy high. Don't at me.
Well, there you go.
This is marvelously. This is a marvel of vigility.
It's what?
A marvel of vigility.
I mean, okay, the basic rule is if you want to retrain a feat, you just need a week. If you got a week, you retrain the feat. Good job.
My training.
Okay, well that is not how it puts it, but if that's how you're going to do it, then yes.
There can theoretically be a cost if whatever you're trying to learn, you don't have a teacher for, and then you go to the NPC and say, hey, can you teach me? And he goes, well, that'll be insert amount here. And that's
Oh, really?
entirely up to me.
Right. Anyway,
But they note that it should be pretty minor.
right. Anyway, the plan is to dump this expanded whatever the heck you're suggesting that I do to get the domain initiate at level 8.
Okay, but you're not level 8. So, not worried about that right now.
Well, I do long range planning, so it is highly relevant to me.
Right, but I'm telling you, once you get up to there, then you can jiggle your stuff around and get what you want. So take what's good right now.
You are you are devilishly hard to have a conversation with.
If you don't survive to level 8, then what was the point?
So much time could have been saved if that had been in the cards at first.
What, the retraining?
No, the advice to do what's good now and worry about the rest later.
So the retraining. Yes, retraining is great. I'm so happy that it is a core rule and not an optional rule stuffed in a expansion book somewhere.
Yes.
That's where it
Well,
was in Pathfinder 1.
it's a since I have never had a Pathfinder 1 DM who didn't do it. I wasn't really sure what to make of. Oh yeah, that's an option. It's in the core rulebook. I didn't know it was not an option and not in the core rulebook already.
Yeah, no, it totally was not in the core. It was not part of the assumption until way into Pathfinder 1's runtime.
I'm sad there are no skill feats that have the prerequisite of expert in performance.
Now I'm imagining a feat called "You Can Dance If You Want to."
Is there a skill feat that ups your training level in like something like occultism?
Feats do not typically raise skills. There is a feat to just get more trained skills, but not to then bump it from trained to expert or expert to etc., etc., etc. Mostly because if there was, that would kind of break things in interesting, kind of weird ways. So they don't do that.
I think I'm gonna do something that is going to be a massive pain in my neck, but beneficial. Mainly keeping track of two separate DCs and spellcasting DCs. The heck is this?
I trained in society. Oh.
The heck is this? Well, I have run out of time to figure this all out, so I will attempt to do so later.
All right. For future sake, I must put a limit on how long it takes to take a turn, because there were more than one person playing this game.
Okay.
Is there timers in
okay.
Roll20s actually? Curious.
I don't think there is.
Be nice to drop an egg timer on the board.
That would actually be really cool, but as far as I'm aware, Roll20 does not have that. I mean, I know some GMs do the super strict, you got 6 seconds, yo. These are 6 seconds. You better already know what you're doing.
Yeah, true.
But ideally, that's kind of how it's supposed to work, is while everything else is happening, you're thinking, okay, what am I doing for my next turn? I'm gonna do this. It's gonna be great. Yeah.
I have a cluster of players that have their phones at the table all the time, so it's
Oh,
like
no.
almost texting them to get them to play.
Bloop, it's your turn. Huh? What?
That's definitely a right. Phones in the basket. They're banned from the game.
Yeah.
That is enough of that. But yes, let's try a minute. If it takes more than a minute, then I'm clicking the go button.
Okay.
And we move on.
Bear with me.
Or have a button that singles a horn.
Well, if the sounds are more reliable. Actually, let me check something right quick. 'Cause now you have me curious. Do. You have any horns? No, you don't. How about you? You have any horns? Oh, I gotta spell horn correctly. Really helps.
I
You
don't
don't.
want to know what you typed.
Huron.
Ooh, is it things for being trained in Arcana.
Modifier.
Oh, I already have Art. Wait.
Duel, did you hear that? You're the only one who didn't respond.
I don't know if he's still in chat.
Duel?
Oh, he's.
Yeah, what is that?
I was saying that we need to have a limit on the time it takes to take a turn because there are more than one person playing the game. I would say let's go for a minute. If it's past a minute, then we need to move on.
You know, since I know that is pointed at me, you could have just pulled me aside and asked me to please hurry it up in the future.
I mean, this is for everybody. It's a table-wide rule. It's not just for you.
Okay.
That everybody else already nodded and said, "Yep." And I'm hoping that you do too. All right, but it is past the time. If you need level up help, shoot me a message either directly or just in the group chat there. And I will give all the help I can. If you haven't already, you can still grab the Hero Lab apprentice level, and I have the super high level, and you can hop into the game and suck all the books out of me. It's great. It's really cool. And then you get access to all the books, and also it'll handle all the house rules that we're using too. It already knows how to do automatic bonus progression and everything. It's cool. If you need the invite code for that, let me know.
Okie
I
dokie.
had put it in the channel at one point, but I'm sure it's just kind of lost in the spam.
I think the only thing I need left to do is just to choose a skill feat, but I could do that in the off.
There you go. Well, I'm just saying, I am here